Item 6 on the order paper. Motion for a resolution of Parliament urging government to revitalize Uganda's cotton and textile value chain through rehabilitation and operationalization of Lira Spinning Mill.
Honorable Eunice Apio Otuku. Honorable, you'll do around 10 minutes. Be a quick one.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I moved under Rule 58 and Rule 69(1), Sub-Rule 1 of the Rules of Procedure of the Parliament of Uganda, the motion for a resolution of Parliament urging government to revitalize Uganda's cotton and textile value chain through rehabilitation and operationalization of Lira Spinning Mill. Mr. Speaker, this House resolves to urge government to rehabilitate, to recapitalize and operationalize Lira Spinning Mill as a strategic national industrial enterprise to promote value addition, revive Uganda's cotton and textile value chain, create employment and contribute to inclusive economic growth. Recalling that the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda 1995 mandates the state under the national objectives and directive principles of state policy to promote balanced, equitable development and economic justice, specifically Objective 12, Objective 11, Objective 14, cognizant that the fourth National Development Plan for the period 2025-2026 to 2029-2030 is anchored on the theme of sustainable industrialization for inclusive growth, employment and wealth creation, with overarching goal of achieving higher household incomes, full monetization of the economy and employment for sustainable socio-economic transformation. NDP4 identifies agro-industrialization and manufacturing as primary strategic pillars to drive import substitution, value addition and youth employment. Aware that Uganda Bureau of Statistics Multidimensional Poverty Index reports for 2026, based on findings from the 2024 National Population and Housing Census, revealed that 27% of Ugandans live in multidimensional poverty, characterized by severe deprivations in living standards, healthcare and financial services, concerned, Mr. Speaker, by the deep regional disparities highlighted in the 2026 UBOS report, noting that Lira Spinning Mills, once a thriving giant of the Lango sub-region, and indeed the entire region, was established as a strategic national asset designed to consume Ugandan-grown cotton, supplying domestic textile mills, provide stable employment, and anchor the regional economy before falling silent over 4 decades ago. Deeply concerned, Mr. Speaker, that the prolonged closure of Lira Spinning Mill has led to massive productive capacity loss, left thousands of youth, men and women unemployed, and deprived cotton farmers across northern and eastern Uganda of a stable domestic high-value market, leaving Lango sub-region reliant on subsistence farming, selling raw cotton exports with little to no value addition. And fully aware, Mr. Speaker, that according to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, over 78% of the working population in the sub-region is locked in subsistence agriculture, with over 44% of the youth falling under the not in employment, not in education or training category, and up to 80% of young women engaged in unpaid family labor, which renders the revitalization of Lira Spinning Mill a vital economic necessity to absorb an estimated 70,000 unemployed or underutilized youth and women in Lira City and neighboring districts. Appreciating, Mr. Speaker, that the revitalization of the spinning mill directly promotes Buy Uganda, Build Uganda national self-reliant framework by providing the domestic production capacity required to operationalize the second-hand clothes import restrictions under the newly enacted External Trade Amendment Act 2026, which imposes a 30% environmental levy on imported second-hand clothing and worn articles. Now, therefore, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, be it resolved that Parliament urges government to undertake a comprehensive technical, financial, legal, and commercial assessment of Lira Spinning Mill to establish its current structural status, investment requirements, and the most viable public, private, or state-led business model for its rehabilitation, mobilize the required financing through the available national funding programs like the Uganda Development Corporation, the UDC, public-private partnerships in strict compliance with public finance laws, and according to the Uganda Investment Authority, a fully integrated modern cotton spinning mill project in Lira would require an estimated investment of roughly $58 million, a figure highly viable under a structured government recapitalization or a public-private partnership model. 3, revise the cotton production across the Lango sub-region and neighboring cotton growing zones by providing farmers with high-quality seeds, modern cotton farming extension services, cooperative organization support, and subsidized inputs to guarantee a steady cotton raw material supply chain for the mill. And enforce by Uganda Build Uganda policy directives by making sure that government ministries, departments, and agencies like the military, police, prisons, and public schools source their uniforms and textile domestically from Lira Spinning Mill and local partners once they are fully operational, and that once rehabilitated, Lira Spinning Mill should give priority to the youth and women in job creation, training, and micro-enterprise opportunities arising from the revised spinning, weaving, and distribution networks. Mr. Speaker, that the government reports back to Parliament within 6 months from the adoption of this resolution with a comprehensive roadmap, financing structure, and realistic timelines for the physical rehabilitation of the spinning mill. And finally, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, that Parliamentary Committee on Tourism, Trade and Industry immediately takes a keen interest in and actively support this undertaking to inform the revival of the spinning mill and the wider cotton sector, given their significant potential to promote agro-industrialization, create employment and enhance value addition and stimulate economic growth in the country. I beg to move.
Thank you, Honorable. The motion seconded. Honorable Obiga Rose, Honorable Masaba, I'm saying DP Whip, I'm saying Arua Central, Honorable JB Mususi, Dr. Rude, Honorable Fonopondo, Dr. Makid, and most of the colleagues in the House, including the Minister for Cooperatives. Yeah. So, Honorable, this is self-explanatory. But, okay, you can go through this justification if you're going to go through it the way it is. Yeah.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the spinning mill was once celebrated as one of the largest spinning facilities in East Africa and actually the East and Central Africa. Unfortunately, the mill has sat dormant for decades, representing a massive underutilization and misuse of a national asset that can substitute for imports in African countries currently importing cotton yarns, such as Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Nigeria, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. Honorable Speaker, for over 40 years, this country has exported raw, ginned cotton for peanuts, only to import back finished textiles and second-hand clothes at a premium. And this is economic sabotage, Mr. Speaker. Lira Spinning Mill represents an opportunity that can restore a strategic link between agriculture and manufacturing that can advance Uganda's industrialization agenda. Honorable Speaker, in March this year, UBOS, Multidimensional Poverty Index report revealed the bitter truth that 27% of our citizens are trapped in multidimensional poverty, as already suggested earlier. The primary driver of the poverty in Lira sub-region and indeed in the greater region is the lack of a stable, value-adding jobs and reliable markets for cash crops, Mr. Speaker. And cotton is a crop grown by the poorest households in this area. And reviving the Lira Spinning Mill shall therefore reduce the risk of cotton farming by guaranteeing a stable domestic buyer in the name of Lira Spinning Mill. It shall create thousands of direct jobs for factory workers, for engineers and administrators, given we have thousands of youth unemployed at the moment in the region, but also nationally. It will generate tens of thousands, right, Honorable Speaker, of indirect jobs for cotton pickers, logistics providers, and micro-tailors, along the value chain. Honorable Speaker, members, this motion takes a highly responsive, business-minded approach, and we want a thorough, objective assessment to determine the best modern operating model, whether state-owned, whether joint venture or private public partnership, to ensure we build an enterprise that is financially stable, globally competitive, and built to last. I pray that this House, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, adopt this resolution in the spirit of national interest, economic justice, and sustainable industrialization. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Obiga Rose.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the motion to rehabilitate, revitalize, and capitalize Lira Spinning Mill. Right Honorable Speaker, if you see most of the garments that are made out of cotton, it's easy to decompose them. That will not be a threat to environmental degradation. Two, Right Honorable Speaker, Lira Spinning Mill has been employing a lot of youth. We are here fighting with our youth unemployment. Right Honorable Speaker, if in the previous years we used to have cotton in also in Rhino Camp. A lot of cotton up to this time is grown in Openjinji, Ragame, Rhino Camp, and so forth. We would really be grateful, even not only the Lira Spinning Mill, if the one in Rhino Camp is also revitalized, capitalized. Right Honorable Speaker, I remember Agoa girls sometime got a challenge of having no raw material, yet their basic raw material is cotton. I went to buy the yellow t-shirts for my campaigns from Agoa girls. We had shortage because there is no capitalization, there's no revitalization. I'll really be grateful if Lira Spinning Mill is revitalized, is capitalized. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Honorable Edakas. A procedure, Honorable Cohen.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to move under Rule 60 of our Rules of Procedure. My name is Amanya Cohen, Member of Parliament, Igara West Constituency. Honorable Speaker, the motion talks about only Lira spinning. We have so many other sectors, especially in cotton. In Bunyarguru there is one, in Pakwach there is, in Kasese there is. So instead of us only looking at Lira, we amend the motion and include the areas, those areas of cotton within Uganda. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Before I just put the question, I just wanted to know from the mover, would that be okay? Yeah.
Right Honorable Speaker, I would be glad to have it amended. Thank you.
Is the motion seconded? Good. I can see seconded by majority. Yeah, of the House. So the question will encompass, will encompass all cotton milling factories or whatever we call them, okay? At the end of the day. Yes, Honorable Edakas is here. Honorable Ariera Omodi. Honorable James Kakoza. Okay. These are the seconders. So I wanted, just colleagues, I can see really general, general consensus on the matter. Okay? Just. Yes, I will at the end of the day I ask the minister to say something. Honorable Azar is here. Yes. Let me allow one from Lango, Honorable Achon, and one from Kasese. I know there is a meeting in Kasese.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I also rise to support the motion by my colleagues from my colleagues Oyam. Right Honorable Speaker, the time I was born, I remember cotton was one of the basic cash crop in Lango. If you are not grown, you would be considered as a poor person. And by then there was plenty of water, rain, of course. We had rainfall that time, so there was plenty of water. So, Right Honorable Speaker, it looks so bad from in 90s. Then the spinning mill collapsed. Cotton was not considered in the region. Then with the war which came in northern Uganda, it kind of deteriorated a lot in the region. And that's caused a lot of issue in Lango. When you look at the population of Lango, we are 2.5 million, but we do not have any tangible factory or any cash crop that we are growing. Now we rely only on the food crop, which on a daily basis. So I therefore appeal to this government really to come up to resume back the factory of spinning mill so that people of Lango of northern Uganda, and appeal to this government really to come up to resume back the factory of spinning mill so that people of Lango of northern Uganda and other regions really to come up and support the cotton growing. And when you look at the number of expenses of the clothes which we are facing just because we lack cotton, like for politics, if we want to order t-shirts, you know, we have to go like to China, to other places, which we just have it here. And the population also, we lack a lot of employment because look at the youth in the northern after the war, we should be having something on daily basis in Lango to have our people survive. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Dr. Rude. And then the Minister.
Yes, thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. For the record, I'm Dr. Rude from Bukonzo County East. Right Honorable Speaker, from Bukonzo County East and actually Kasese at large, we have grown up, Bukonzo County East and actually Kasese at large, we have grown up with two types of cash crops being grown, and that is coffee and cotton. And remember, we are among the leading producers of both of these two items. Therefore, this discussion is very right, and I do associate myself to the motion in support of revitalization of all the value addition processes for our cotton, and specifically in Kasese of all the value addition processes for our cotton, and specifically in Kasese, actually with the processes of value addition actually not being focused on, even prices have gone very low. The farmers are suffering, they are investing in a lot, but harvesting peanuts. So ultimately, the prices are very, very low. So with government coming on board to revitalize these milling machines, eventually we are going to have market for our cotton readily available at the milling places. Number two, we are going to reduce on the importation of textiles from outside and utilize our own cotton here and produce clothing. The other time we were in general elections, and you know that yellow t-shirt was on a huge demand, and we were being told that there is no more material to produce them. How I wish that we had textile, cotton, value addition, plants all over. These materials would have been all over and would have gotten in plenty. I associate myself together with the people from Bukonzo County East with the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Honorable Lira? No. The Honorable gentleman next to Dr. Musa. What? I saw he looked passionate about this issue.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. For the record, I am called Richard Ongorok, from representing the people of Wusu County. I rise to support the motion on the floor. You are aware, Mr. Speaker, that Teso is renowned for cotton growing. That was way back, before the collapse. The 1969 National Population Census put Teso as one of the big economies in the country, and Teso was ranked high, equivalent to the areas of Buganda, that is Wakiso, Mukono, in terms of income. And that income was arising from cotton and cattle. Our economy collapsed starting from the 1970s. Up to date, Teso does not have any cash crop. And therefore, I rise to say that let government revitalize the cotton industry, because it was through cotton that our children were able to go to school. It was through cotton that the government was able to get forex, because at that time, 1960s, cotton was the third most important forex earner in the country. And therefore, I believe that revitalizing this industry that have no cash crops right now, the benefits of cotton not just cover textiles. You know this, from seed, we can get animal or cattle cake. From seed, we can get cooking oil. And therefore, cotton has got a lot of value. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Just 2 minutes on this, Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. And I'd like to thank, through rehabilitation of Lira Spinning Mill and textile value chain, through rehabilitation of Lira Spinning Mill. But, Right Honourable Speaker, since the motion has been amended, maybe you allow me to come with a comprehensive report so that we capture the whole country where cotton is being grown. However, allow me to specifically go to what Honorable has just raised here, briefly in 2 minutes. Allow me first go historical.
No, Honorable Azar,
yes.
I kindly gave you 2 minutes, okay?
Yes.
I just need your commitment on this.
Okay.
Then under Rule 229 of our Rules of Procedure, you're supposed to bring an action taken report. Because the motion has gone deeper. Now, if you go historical, we shall sleep here, I know you very well.
Most obliged, Right Honourable. Let me now, first of all, thank the mover of the motion. We will come and give a comprehensive statement or report about the same, covering the whole country. Yeah, so that we get to know what's happening in the issues related to cotton growing, then find solutions of reviving, revitalizing Lira ginnery and other ginneries that are spread all over the country, including West Nile, Central and Western Uganda. Lira ginnery and other ginneries that are spread all over the country, including West Nile, Central and Western Uganda. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honourable colleagues, I now put the question that the motion for a resolution of Parliament urging government to revitalize Uganda's cotton and textile value chain through rehabilitation and operationalization of Lira Spinning Mill be adopted with amendments. Those in favour sign, to the contrary, nay. The ayes have it. So, Honourable Clerk, extract a resolution, pass it on to the relevant minister, and as per Rule 229 of our Rules of Procedure, an action taken report will be brought here. But in the motion they requested for 6 months, yes, and our rules provide for 60 days. So let's go for 6 months, so that the minister is given enough time. Because it has a budgetary implication, I don't want the minister to just come and say, I presented it to cabinet and, 6 months we shall be monitoring whether even in the budget they've taken some steps, if they are baby steps and all that. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Lango News channel. Please subscribe for more updates.